everyone, Chocobirds here, but not for a video review, it's for episode 28 of Look Back. Yeah, I think I said episode 28 was last week's, but it's episode 27, getting ahead of myself. So I'm nearly caught up, basically. I think this is going to be, hopefully, one with all the graphics in place, basically, where I've not had a month's worth to do all at once. It depends how it goes, really. There's still half a month's worth, basically, in this video. Maybe I'll just sort of, just do this one as a one without the graphics and things, just to catch up and then be literally 1 week behind every time and be able to catch up properly. But normally there will be graphics in these where it's got like the graphics of the product with the up or down arrows and the before and after ratings and stuff like that. I'm trying to get to that point where I can include them again, but they've been taking a long time to do all the previous lookbacks because it's been like a month's worth of products, like 50 or so products. It's just taken so long to do, and because it takes so long, I've not been able to catch up, and then I'm constantly chasing my tail, so I'm just trying to catch up basically, and then I can have a relatively succinct video every week where it's about 10 minutes long, if that, of a week's worth of reviews I did 1 year ago, 5 years ago, basically. So that's the idea. So I've just got to get back on track. So whether I'll include the graphics, I'm not sure. So apologies if I'm not, but hopefully soon I will be at that point where I can do. Yeah, so basically, this is what I go over, what I did. You probably might have already said it, or you probably guessed the fact by what I was alluding to a second ago. But basically what I reviewed 1 year ago and 5 years ago, basically, I'll be discussing here, talking about whether I still agree with the review score or not, whether just about the product in general, where we can still get it, and things like this, really, just something of interest, and also talk about the member reviews I did, the live reviews I did, and other interesting videos I might have done, as I say, those time periods ago. Generally, it'd be a year ago. I did like live reviews and things because I've not got to the point where I did them 5 years ago yet. But 5 years ago is a point where it might be things aren't available anymore, more typically anyway, and things are just forgotten about. So interesting one, yeah. So so I do have a member program. You know the drill by now. I'm sure you've probably seen it. Links in the description, and I think there's a button to click as well that says join. You can join a channel. You can be supporting that way. Basically, if you're a bronze member above, you will get access to some member exclusive videos that I do one a week. I've done over 100 of them now, and the ones I did a year ago, I did the Lindt chocolate spread. Yeah, so basically go check that one out if you're a member or if you want to be a member. So if you missed it to the first time, if you are a member, or if you want to be a member, you can check that out. I also did the Pringles sizzling extra hot cheese and chili flavour as well, crisps. So two member exclusive reviews that I did 1 year ago. Link for those are in the description. Link for all of these videos are in the description, by the way. You've probably seen in the banner in this corner up here saying so. If you see anything that takes your fancy you'd like to see more about, other than my comments, you can go watch those as well. So yeah, go support the channel as well by continuing to watch my content, as I always say. Did some special things as well a year ago. I did I did a tier list, a British takeaways tier list, yeah, so rating tiering my favourite takeaways using Tier Maker, so link for that's in the description, go check that out as well. I also did Sweet Nothings episode 7, What the Rainforest, talk about sustainability and just what it means. You see all these Rainforest Alliance type quotes, 100% sustainably sourced, things like this. It's always in, on chocolate bar wrappers and things. I just did a bit of a discussion, talk about what they mean and how, I wouldn't say accurate they are, but just what it means by 100% sustainably sourced and whether it really means 100% sustainably sourced and things like this. So that's a link for that's in the description. Bit of an interesting one, that one, in my Sweet Nothings sort of documentary range, I guess you'd say. You don't do many of them anymore. I might need to do a bit more of them, but finding a good topic is quite difficult. But yeah, anyway, go check those out. Links are in the description. Yes, and as for actual reviews, I did some live reviews basically. I did Mystery Review Part 9. I did a few reviews in this one. I did the Kim and Miller bear, sort of like that sort of grey bear with a blue nose that's on some greeting cards. I did a chocolate bar of that. Said it was alright, but just quite an average advent calendar style chocolate taste, really. Nothing, not a massive quality taste. Gave it a 3 out of 5. That's probably about right. I said it was quite nice despite that. I said it was okay. It was just a nice, okay-ish product. I think 3 out of 5, average product. I think that sounds about right from what I said, basically. So it was okay. Pushed above its weight, but, its weight was quite low to start with. Now I did, you might see me looking off to this side, but it's just because my notes from that side, so that's why. Apologies for that, but, that's why. I also did the drumstick squashies, yeah. So basically, these sort of squashy versions of the drumstick lollipop. Would you call it a lollipop? Not sure. But that sort of chewy drumstick lolly you can get. I think it's, what is it, vanilla and raspberry, I think it normally is, or is it vanilla and raspberry? Milk and raspberry, isn't it, the flavour normally? So these are okay, just not as good as the actual drumsticks in my view. They're a bit softer, but they're okay. I give them 3.5 out of 5. I think that's probably about right, I don't know, maybe I think I'm going to lower that one actually to 3 out of 5. They're just not overly flavourful enough for me. I think a 3 out of 5 is probably about right for those, actually. They're just okay. They're okay. And then did the marshmallow, raspberry marshmallow coated in 70% dark chocolate. I said there wasn't enough flavour for these. I gave it a 2 out of 5. And I think that's about right. I didn't really enjoy them that much. I thought the marshmallow tasted a bit, I don't know, I wasn't really into it, and there wasn't enough flavour, and the chocolate was okay, but more about the raspberry filling. I just thought it was a bit disappointing. It wasn't that great. So 2 out of 5, I think it's probably about right, really. If anything, it's 1.5, but I think I'll stick with a 2. But if anything, it might be a bit lower, really. I'm tempted to lower it, actually, But you know what, I don't think it was a very nice product, that one. 1.5 out of 5, going to lower that one. Just wasn't that great, yeah. Let's say 1's for things that are just actively horrible. 1.5 is for things that aren't horrible, but are just otherwise not very good. I think that's probably about right, really. Now I did the KitKat Lemon Crisp. Yeah, it's a very sort of small, I think it's like was it a single finger product? I can't quite recall now. I didn't look at it this afternoon, but I can't quite remember. But either way, like a very small finger of, I think it's like 1 finger of KitKat or 2 half fingers in a Japanese style, one or the other or both. So it's a bit more like a sort of lemon cake than anything else. I think my comments and things. It's gave it 3.5 out of 5. I think that's probably about right. It kind of had like a lemon cake taste to it. It was okay. Yeah, it was alright. It was just alright, really. So I think that sounds about right. I like Kit Kats, but I don't think this flavour set the world on fire, basically. 3.5 out of 5. Probably about right. Kit Kats are usually pretty nice, but this one was just a bit of an average flavour. Then I did the drumstick squashies again, the bubblegum flavour this time. Same thing again, a bit more of a prominent flavour, I think, and it smelled like bubblegum. It worked quite well, as a bubblegum flavoured product, but again, I think it's probably a 3 out of 5 still. I think that's gone down again. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. I think that's a 3 out of 5 like the other ones, really. Just not quite, could be better, basically. Yeah. Then I did the, finally for this one, did the Fox's Raspberry and Vanilla Jam and Cream. So basically like a better version than the Jammy Dodger, really. Just really nice, well proportioned. Just worked well. You could taste the fillings in this one, like Jammy Dodgers, where there's just not enough jam filling. It had a bit of cream filling as well. I just thought it was really nice. Give us 4.5 out of 5. I said perhaps, if anything, it could still do with more filling, more jam. But overall, I really like these ones. 4.5 out of 5, yeah, really good product, that one. Let's say, perhaps just could do slightly more jam, maybe, but I think it's because there's quite a lot of cream in these ones. But even so, you could still taste the fillings, unlike Jammy Dodgers, and it wasn't just all about the biscuit. So I really enjoyed those ones, yeah. 4.5 out of 5, I think it's about right for those. I did a Finnish chocolate review special as well a year ago. That felt like it was longer ago than that, actually. But yeah, so lots of Finnish products here. Basically, the first one was kind of like a red chocolate, mint flavoured red chocolate, basically. So the chocolate's actually red. I'm not sure, it was like a Panda was the company that made it, and it was called the Punainen Polka Makaslevi, I think it was called, but I'm not sure. Could totally destroy that, so apologies for that. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. I think for me, I'm going to lower this one to a 3. I think it was okay, but it just didn't really blow my socks off, really. I think nowadays, I think it's a 3 out of 5. It was a very interesting product. They look great, must have been red and this and the other, but I don't know. It's just mint flavoured chocolate at the end of the day. I don't think I had crispy bits in. Maybe it did, but either way, I think 3 out of 5 is a more suitable rating for that. Then I did the Vodka white chocolate. I thought this was it's white chocolate, basically. I thought this was, give it 2.5 out of 5. I thought it was just too weak a white chocolate taste, basically. So it's quite smooth and everything, but you just couldn't really taste the white chocolate. 2.5 out of 5. I'm going to lower this one to a 2, I think. I think it was, basically a local company, to the person who sent it to me. But yeah, it was just too weak a taste. It just really didn't have much taste at all to it, unfortunately. So I think a 2 out of 5 is probably more suitable to that one. And then did the Panda salty roasted corn. Yeah, and I gave this one, give it a 4.5 out of 5. I thought this was really nice. Basically like salted popcorn, essentially, in a chocolate bar. And I really like this one. It's really crunchy, but not too hard. It just got that real perfect balance of having like a sort of popcorny style flavour or texture in a chocolate bar, really. Almost tempted to give this a 5 out of 5. If anything, it is that, not a 4. But I'm going to keep it as a 4.5 out of 5. I think it would just be, if I did mention that the chocolate could be a bit better, basically. So for that reason, I'm going to keep it a 4.5 out of 5. But yeah, really enjoyed that one. Very nice. Really worth looking out for that one. Then did the another one that's a bit difficult for me to pronounce. The Panda Mamaru Suklam, I think it is. But basically white chocolate with raspberry pieces. Apologies to all Finnish people watching and just destroying your language. I do apologise for that. But it was pretty nice. I give this a 4 out of 5. So it's pretty crunchy with a solid white chocolate. Basically, I thought both the white chocolate and the raspberry might be a bit subtle. I gave it a 4 out of 5. I haven't really got it looked great as well. White chocolate, all these little pink bits in it, raspberry little bits in it. Look great. I don't think I've got a reason to lower that one, So I think a 4 out of 5 will keep it the same. It was a nice product, that one. I seem to remember as well. So nice crunchy bits in there as well. Then the phaser Geisha. It's basically milk chocolate with hazelnut filling. Give us a 4 out of 5. I thought it was reasonably good though for a hazelnut product. You get these, so mundane, aren't they? Really. I thought it was reasonably good. I gave it a 4 out of 5 for the benefit of the doubt, but I think I'm going to lower this one to a 3.5, just because it's such a typical bar, really. It's nothing too special. I think it's, even if it did it well, I still think it's quite an average type of product, hazelnut filling. So I think a 3.5 out of 5. I do love Carl Fazer, but you lose that with the, because it's a soft centre. Carl Fazer chocolate is really nice, but you've got to have the texture there and the taste. This one, it's more, I say, a soft filling, so you don't quite get as good a taste of Carl Fazer chocolate as you otherwise would, and it's overpowered by the hazelnut as well. So yeah, 3.5 out of 5, lower that one from a 4. Finally, I did the Fazerina milk chocolate with orange truffle filling, another Fazer product under the Fazerina type branding. Gave this one a 4 out of 5. I thought, yes, again, it's a bit soft. You don't get the most of the Fazer chocolate. The orange flavour makes it, I thought, a bit better than the Geisha, basically. I gave this a 4, so I'm going to keep this as a 4, just because I said it was better than the Geisha one. But, I think it's close. I think it could almost be a 3.5, really, but I'll give it the benefit of the doubt and keep this one as a 4. Then my regular reviews I did the Cadbury's Dairy Milk Twisted Buttons. Remember these? I'm sure they're still around, but they seem to have just died a death almost, don't they? Not really that, I don't know, no one really thinks about them anymore. I've seen them a couple of times in the shop still, so they are still around, actually. Having said that, I think they're still around. They definitely are, but they're definitely not seen as exciting. Not like those sort of Asda pinwheel buttons, but I think they had a caramel in the middle as well. These ones are just white and milk chocolate. I thought it was really good the way there's a 50-50 split between the milk and white chocolate. I said they were nearly a 4.5 and I gave them a 4. I think probably a 4 is about right, really. I mean, they look great. They do cancel each other out a bit, I said. So I feel like I'm not really nearly a 4.5 anymore. I think they're probably nearly just about a 4, basically. So I've lowered them sort of, but not actually by the score, if that makes sense. Now, I did the Ben & Jerry's Baked Husky. Yeah, it's the 1,500 subscriber special. I don't normally review ice creams on the channel other than for members only, but I did it as a special one for this one because a lot of people were saying how good it was. I gave it I gave it a 4 out of 5 because I said it's a bit, it's still really nice, but it was just a bit more boring than regular Ben & Jerry's because there wasn't as much exciting things going on there. It just had vanilla ice cream in it, which was nice because Ben & Jerry's vanilla ice cream is really nice, but the polar bears were okay, but they weren't necessarily white chocolate, I don't think. I think they, you might think the white chocolate, but I don't think they actually were. It still tasted okay, but you know what I mean. And you couldn't really see that there's like a marshmallow swirls in it, but you could barely see them, barely detect them. I gave this a 4 out of 5. I don't know, it's a difficult one. I think the average Ben & Jerry's average, I don't know, it's maybe 2 out of 5 really. I think this is still giving it quite a high score. I still enjoyed it. It's just, I don't know, I think it was just quite a pure flavour, this one, and you can look at it and I don't know. I'm going to keep it as a 4. I think, if anything, it's probably a 3.5. But I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. I think it's just like quite a pure flavour. It's just got, it just does what it does and it does it well. And while there's some detriments there, and while on another day I might lower this to 3.5, for now at least I'll keep it as a 4. It just does. It's very distinct and focused, and it does do what it sets out to do. But as I say, could be better. Really, could be more exciting. Could have something else in it really, but as I say, it is quite a pure flavour, so we'll give it the benefit of the doubt and keep it as a 4. No, a lot of people like that one, so maybe they'll be happy, but I think it's a lot of people's 5 out of 5, that one, so maybe they won't be happy as well by the same token. We can't please everyone, I guess. Then I did the Fox's Rocky Chocolate Biscuit Bars. Yeah, so I do like these ones a lot. So it's got thick chocolate, lovely biscuit, quite airy as well in the biscuit, and it gives it a nice sort of crunch, but not too crunchy, just a good texture. But they're quite small, I said. I think a 4 out of 5 is probably about right. They are very nice, these ones. Could be more exciting. They're definitely, you'd think by adding, there's a caramel version of these. You'd think by adding the caramel, it'd make them a lot better. But it's actually just a different base. They've based it on a different type of biscuit almost. It's not the same biscuit, just with caramel, like the Twix biscuit bars you can get. Called Twix Bites, I'm not sure, but either way, whatever they're called. Yeah, really disappointing, the caramel ones. But these ones are pretty good. They just could have a bit more of an oomph about them, but I think they're a solid bar. Not really near a 3.5 or a 4.5, just a solid 4 basically, and I think that's about right. Then did the Skittles Squishy Clouds Crazy Sours. Yeah, so it's sort of soft Skittles, quite bigger than the normal ones. Give them a 3.5 out of 5. It's a poor distribution of flavours, as is often the case with Skittles products. They do a bit rubbish with those. So they got a good sourness to them and look good and smell nice. Nice flavourful smell on them. I thought there's just not really much about them really, if you know what I mean, as sour products go. So it could be a 3 out of 5 if anything, these ones. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, keep them as a 3.5, but I think if anything, maybe a 3 really. But I think just the fact that they're a bit soft and squishy and still quite nice. bit different. But you know, they're close to being marked down to a 3, I think, if anything. But I'll give them benefit of that for now. Now did the Nestle Milky Bar combos. Yeah, so these, remember those combos products? Still around now. They're just like, basically, I think there's Rolos, Aeros, and Milky Bar, different combos each, and it came with popcorn and something else. And there's far too much popcorn. It didn't really work well with them. And then I basically found out if you just took out the popcorn, and you had the 3 different flavours, the Aero, Milky Bar, and Rolos, and took out the popcorn, mixed what was the rest together, and put away the popcorn, mixed the rest of it together, you'd actually have a really good product. That's the way to eat them. But on their own, they're just a bit poor. And this one had, I think, mini digestive balls, which were quite difficult to pick out as well in the pack. You know, they sink to the bottom, so you just get loads of popcorn on the top. Just a really poorly thought out product, these ones, really. I gave them a 2 out of 5. I think that's probably about right. They're just not a good product. Not horrible or anything, but they're just a really poor combination of products. Helped by the fact that they've got a Nestle Milky Bar in it. I think, otherwise I think it would be a 1.5 out of 5, I think. But tempting to lower it really for just being such a stupid product. In fact, you know what, I'm going to lower it. I think I might have lowered the other ones to 1.5 out of 5. I think these ones too, they're just a poor product. But if you took out the popcorn and you had the other 2 packs and mixed them together, you'd have a really good product. It's like a 4 out of 5 in that case, but it's just such a stupid product as it stands. I think a 1.5 out of 5. It has to be. It's just such a stupid product. Just buy Milky Bar, or you know, Milky Bar buttons, or a Milky Bar, or just buy those digestive nibblers, whatever they're called, if they still do those, you know. They're called digestive nibblers. Might change the name, but you know, yeah, poor product, these ones. 1.5 out of 5, yeah. Now 5 years ago, I didn't do too many 5 years ago, I did the Tunnocks Milk and Dark Chocolate Camel Wafer Biscuits. Classic ones, these ones. People are very, very happy with these, really like them. What did I give them? I have to just scroll on to the notes a bit too many notes. Yeah, I gave them 3 out of 5. I said the centre was just a bit too bland, you know, I just thought the caramel didn't have much of a taste. It's basically like wafer with caramel in the middle, covered in milk chocolate on the outside. But I said the middle was just a bit bland, really. I don't know, I do quite like wafer products, and but I said, you know, it just wasn't as good as something like a Drifter. You know, a Drifter just did this, that's discontinued now, of course. You know, so I gave both of these a 3 out of 5, milk and dark chocolate alike. I just thought they were just too bland, really. Just the centre just didn't have anything exciting. The chocolate wasn't enough to carry it. So, you know, if anything, these could be lowered, but I'll give it the benefit of the doubt and say a 3 out of 5 still. But, you know, I thought they were just a bit bland, really. So if anything, probably should be 2.5 out of 5, but I think I need to have them again, really, to know for sure for those. So keep them the same for now. Now the phases, milk chocolate raisins and chopped hazelnuts. Yeah, so I really like these ones. I give them a 4, 4.5. You know, despite the fact it's got raisins and chopped hazelnuts, and usually not really my things I'd be that keen on, really. But I like them in this case. Yeah, so I think, you know, I don't know. I'm going to say 4 out of 5. I'm going to say it's kept the same, I think. Even though I said 4, 4.5, I didn't give it an exact rating, so I'll say 4 out of 5 still. I think they were nice, actually. I think I love the phase of chocolate, but I'm not a massive fan of hazelnuts and raisins generally. But obviously, despite that, I still gave them a high mark. But I think maybe a 4.5 out of 5, based on the fact that usually chopped hazelnuts and raisins I'm not a massive fan of. I think 4 probably is probably more right. So we'll stick with that for now until I review them again, I think. I did the Milka Triple Caramel, yeah, one I've completely forgotten about. Basically, a sort of Milka bar with a segmented bar, a bit like the Fry's 5 Centre or the Cadbury Snack from Australia, where it's just got different segments with different types of, caramel in this case, but 3 different kinds rather than 5 or 6 flavours, depending on which bar you're getting there. Very nice. Look, the segments look different as well, so you can tell which one it's contained as long as you know the pattern, of course. It's basically has a runny caramel, a caramel cream, and sort of like crunchy caramel bits as well. But the problem is between the segments is it's like the old, not quite as bad as the updated Toblerone that they did, where they had loads of flat chocolate, you know, but it had a real long period, big wide periods of just flat chocolate between the segments. It's just really poor that. It didn't come across well because of that, you know, so it might have been a free if it, you know, at least had the, you know, they didn't have those stupid massive gaps between them, because I thought as well it wasn't that great overall. So it's just quite average, you know what I mean? There's nothing too special about it generally. It was quite nice and interesting, but the caramel segments didn't blow me away, you know, bowl me over really. And I said, you know, it probably would be a 3 out of 5 if it wasn't for the ridiculous spacing between the segments. So I gave it a 2.5 out of 5. I mean, that's probably all right, really. You know, maybe if I reviewed it again, you know, I don't know, I might think differently, but for me to have said at the time, it was a bit disappointing, you know what I mean? I think, yeah, it does look great. It's a great idea. I'd definitely still do it, actually. It did sound a great idea, but it was poorly delivered, really. And last one for 5 years ago, did the Milka Waves. Yeah, I think I was sent this by a friend, D. Yeah, thanks so much, D. Basically sort of like rather than a straight edge to the bar, it's like wavy at the sides. And it was half white and half milk chocolate with crunchy caramel bits in it, caramel pearls I think they were called. And I thought it was lovely actually, said the chocolate was really nice. Give it a 4 out of 5. If anything, this one might be raised up a bit, but again, you know, I was quite optimistic with my ratings back in the day, and I think to give it a 4 out of 5, like didn't say the other one, but with the triple caramel one, I still gave it 2.5 out of 5, despite being quite optimistic with my ratings. I think that's why I kept it as a 2.5. Despite the fact it sounded great, but this one again, you know, sounding great, so I still gave it a 4. So I think give myself the benefit of the doubt. Really, it sounds like it should have been a 4.5 basically, but clearly, I think as I say, I was quite bit more liberal in my ratings back then, I think. So I'll give myself the benefit of the doubt and say, yeah, keep it as a 4 out of 5. But it sounds very interesting, looks great as well. Yeah, interesting bar, that one. Don't know if they still do that one either. Interesting, yeah. So that one and the, yes, Milky triple caramel. Not sure if they still do them. But I think they were German ones sent to me from Germany, so we might still do them there and just never did in the UK. Not sure. Interesting. Right guys, so that concludes episode 28 of Look Back. I hope you enjoyed it. Link for all these reviews I'll say in the description, so please check them out if you want to know more about them and see what the bars look like, you know, a better view basically of those little symbols that I hopefully will have included in this corner. But yeah, please check out the videos that appear on the screen now. Go to support my channel by continuing to watch my content. Check out the member program as well. Link is in the description for that, as is the link for the Discord server. Both are great ways to help out the channel, so be part of the community as well in different ways. Have a great day also, and thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Take care, bye for now. See ya.